hope we have some straight talking on this. Bhavana Somaiya is a well-known film critic. I mean, N Singh, former Mumbai police commissioner. Bachi Karkaria, author and columnist of the Times of India group. Dalip Tahil, well-known actor. He represents the Bollywood boys. But, you know, I want to start with Mahesh Bhatt, because if there's one person who needs to take blame for what has really happened, besides Sanjay Dutt, it's got to be Mahesh Bhatt. Because Mahesh Bhatt, despite knowing fully well that there is a culture in our country whereby VVIPs and stars, once they get leeway, begin to misuse their leeway, then use political connections to swing bargains for them, which no common man gets. Despite knowing all of this and despite being fairly well acquainted with Sanjay Dutt's political connections, people like Mahesh Bhatt pretend they are blind to the facts. And tonight I know Mahesh Bhatt will try and change his line, saying, oh, it's so bad. I'm sure, Mahesh Bhatt, if you can hear me, and unless you do what politicians very often do when they're asked the uncomfortable question, say that I can't hear you, you will yourself admit, you know, that you've been wrong from the start. And this whole argument that you put very often, oh, these Bollywood people are treated badly because they are stars. You've destroyed your own argument today with the Sanjay Dutt case.
Have you finished?
Well, you can now begin. Yes, thank you.
Finished?
Yeah, answer the question. Yeah, answer the question.
Okay, first of all, when you say that I have stood by Sanju right from the beginning, that's a fact which I cannot and will not refute. And I have reasons. I have conceded gracefully on your channel repeatedly that I have my emotional biases and I will stay close to him till I can. But you did not also do enough research to find out that I was crusading with equal ferocity for Zebunisa Kazi, who's a have-not, and who has been also granted an extension along with Sanju just a few days ago. Yes, it takes a have-not.
Did you go, no, 1 second, Mahesh Bhatt, 1 minute, let's get the facts right tonight. And don't tell me I didn't do my research right. You don't need to do research, you need to know the facts. Unless you want to be in denial like Mahesh Bhatt. The fact of the matter is, Zebunisa Kazi, who I think is 75 years old, right, was denied parole in October 2013. Yeah. Did you go on hunger strike when that happened?
Yeah.
Sanjay Dutt's parole was approved in October 2013. Yes, I was. The cases of Zebunisa Kazi and Sanjay Dutt are in stark contrast. Because Zebunisa Kazi...
Mr. Arnab Goswami. Mr. Arnab Goswami, get off your high horse.
Well, get
off your high horse.
Well, Mr. When a straight question is put, you pretend to be angry.
I was with... Hold it. I was with Shagufta, Zebunisa Kazi's daughter, running from pillar to post, standing outside the Home Minister's office, begging for parole. I was the person begging for an extension. Don't give me this stock. Don't give me this stock.
That discrimination. Then you admit tonight. Then you admit tonight that the discrimination, and there is no high horse here. It's a straight question. The question is this. You admit tonight that the discrimination between Sanjay Dutt and Zebunisa Kazi is evident and clear. Sanjay Dutt is granted extensions immediately. Zebunisa Kazi's appeal to the Home Ministry after the rejection of her parole by the state government in November is kept pending for 10 weeks before she is granted parole. So who's on their high horse, Mr. Mahesh Bhatt? You or me? You or me, when I tell you, except there is discrimination. Except there is discrimination.
Never was, hold on, if you let me speak, there never was a truer word said. Never was a truer word said. What you said is gospel truth.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for admitting that.
Work harder.
Yeah.
She has to, but I did not create this world. You did not create this world.
Well, what a weak argument now.
And I think the High Court has, the High Court has done the right thing, and the High Court is asking the Maharashtra government to put together an apparatus which doesn't do this. I think that's the larger discourse.
The larger question is, Sanjay Dutt, your Sanju has twisted the law. The fact is that Sanjay Dutt, it is generally believed, has used political connections. Political connections. Hitesh Jain is his lawyer tonight. The general impression, 1 minute, let me ask his lawyer. That he's used political connections to twist the law.
The High Court has not made this observation. The High Court has not made this observation, and you are falsifying and twisting things.
You have no idea. You have no idea about what the Bombay High Court has said, Mahesh Bhatt.
Arnab, I was there in the
You have no idea about it. Yes, you can say so as well. Yes,
Arnab, I have noticed today.
Yeah, the lawyers. The lawyers also
protesting. The High Court has clearly held that there was the High Court has not commented or observed that political influence was used.
Yeah.
The High Court has clearly said that we are not setting aside the parole or furlough that is granted. Let me just explain.
You know, this is no. What's it? There's nothing to explain here. Well, let me quote it to you. I will read something out to you. I will read something out to you. Then you tell me whether it is right or wrong. I'll tell you the case is built. The case is built of preferential treatment. 1 minute. The case is built of preferential treatment.
No. Again, there.
How can you say no? I'll quote the quote for you. Can I quote the quote for you?
This is not a quote.
No. Can I quote the quote for you?
This is the wrong. This thing.
What the court is wrong?
If this is not the court order.
Can I read what the court has said?
This is your reporter has scribbled something.
Can I tell you? You know what the court has said.
You keep this order and you keep the order of the court. You will be surprised to see. I will bet if this is the observation in the order.
You know. 1 second. You know, nobody is questioning the, what is Manyata, is she unwell, etc. 1 minute. No, you don't want to get into a lot of things, I know, because it will expose you. The question is very simple. The question is very simple. The observations are, the medical report says she is suffering from TB and requires treatment at home. She may require surgery in the future. There are cases, the Bombay High Court has observed, there are cases where convicts who are themselves suffering from cancer and other life-threatening diseases are not granted parole. Justice Achaliya said after perusing the report. Now, let me read out more. You want me to read out more? You want me to read out more?
Please read out. Because
okay, I'll read out more.
And also, Arnab, tomorrow the court order will come on the website.
Yeah.
You keep this order separately, keep the court order and show that whether this is the part of the court order. Arnab, if you are I am challenging you, you place the court order, because we are here to also inform the public at large. Arnab, we are here to inform the public at large. You put this order, place the order of the court and see whether this matches.
I'm asking you tonight. You tell me, under the Maharashtra Prison Manual 1979, how many days of furlough is granted to a convict in a year?
Thank you for asking this question.
Yeah.
The answer is 28 days.
And how many days has your client, what's his name? Sanjay Dutt. Yeah, Sanjay Dutt.
He has been granted 28 days in accordance with the rule.
And how many days has he been granted parole?
90 days. The High Court said that is also.
So how many total number of days has your client been out?
So in 2 years, out of 24 months which he has undergone imprisonment, he has got 118 days in accordance with the rule.
118 days.
Has said this is
118 days.
The High Court has said this is proper.
No, the High Court has said.
No, the High Court has not set aside. In fact, the petitioner. This is very important.
Your ability.
Arnab, this is very important. The petitioners have conceded in the court that we are not challenging the parole and furlough order.
This is outrageous.
Because I was there in the court.
This is so outrageous.
What is outrageous?
When the public,
reporters can scribble anything and talk, that is outrageous. Or what is the correct facts, that is outrageous.
Do I need to learn the law from Sanjay Dutt?
I am not saying that you need the learn, but we are here to inform the public what are the correct facts.
I don't know. The correct fact is this.
We are here to inform the public the correct facts.
Don't get worked up. You see, even Mahesh Bhatt got worked up. Even Mahesh Bhatt got worked up and eventually had to admit that what I said was completely
wrong. It's not a question of getting worked up, but what I am really upset is, at least we should report what is the correct order
I did not get worked up.
And the court, and Arnab, also when the matter is heard, there are probing questions.
Bachi, what's going on, Bachi? What's the issue here? This, please. What's the basic issue?
Okay, here we've got the lawyer and Hitesh, and we've got Mahesh talking about the letter of the law, disputing the fact of what you think has been the court order. What I want to put on the table here is a matter of public perception. And the matter of public perception is that here is a celebrity, here is a star, also with, first of all, a star with political connections. He seems to be getting preferential treatment right through the entire episode of this whole thing. Right from the beginning that this whole case was being tried, yes, perhaps it was unfair to consider him as a terrorist and count him under TARA, but he was charged under the Arms Act, and that is perfectly legitimate, and nobody disputed that because he did have the guns.
But
now, one moment.
No, don't try and complicate the argument. I'm telling you one thing. No, Hitesh.
1,500 paroles granted by the same divisional commissioner. Those 1,500 people are not celebrity. And this was noted by the court.
No, but every time a celebrity
But what about 1,500 people who got the parole? They are not celebrities. So today we are. I will give you one example. In Kolhapur, there was a person who.
But one second. Am I talking about Kolhapur? Am I talking about Sanjay Dutt? Sanjay Dutt's lawyer is of. You are.
How many public interest litigations are filed when the normal people are?
I'll simply tell you one.
1,500 crores. If you. How many PILs were filed? It is only because it is Sanjay Dutt this PIL.
Hitesh, I know you may have come from some other channels where you can confuse people with numbers.
I'll confuse you.
I'll confuse you with the facts yourself.
I have got the data from the RTI.
Hitesh,
I have got the data. I've got the data in front of me.
Give me that data.
You can look at this data.
Give me that data. Give me that data. And you know what I'll do with this data? I'm going to keep it aside. I'm going to ask you my question. My question is, today this is what the court says. You see, here we have Sanjay Dutt's lawyer. Sanjay Dutt's lawyer wants to hide behind the court order. And there we have 1 minute. And there is.
Parole has not been set aside.
Hitesh, let me
In fact, I have supported the larger cause of the petitioner that every convict and prisoner should be entitled
and one second, Mr. MN saying, Mr. MN saying the court says this. The court says this. The court says, why this casual approach for ordinary citizens? You normally would not have shown such diligence in the case of an ordinary citizen. Right? There is need for a radical change in the rules about parole and furlough and the machinery controlling these rules. So while the lawyer hides behind the order, the fact is the court says such terrible things are happening with the application of the law. Please, let me complete.
You put the order of the court, this observation.
Now, Mr. Hitesh,
do not form the part of the order.
Mr. Hitesh,
these observations, what you are reading today,
I
do
don't
not
know.
form the part
I
of
don't
the order.
know. I am pretty sure that you are a very expensive lawyer and Sanjay Dutt has paid you a lot. But let me tell you this, none of that will stop me from asking my question. And please do not outweigh the, whatever you owe Sanjay Dutt by being louder. Well, I'm sure you are expensive. MN Singh, 1 out of every 3 days that he's supposed to be in, Sanjay Dutt is out. And I have not got an answer yet on the questions the court has raised today. MN Singh, what do you think is going on in this case?
Well, Arnab, I do not know what are the extraordinaries.
Go ahead, can hear you.
I do not know what are the extraordinary grounds for which Sanjay Dutt has been given this extraordinary favor, I would say.
Yeah.
I read in the papers that his wife is not well. Well, I have all my sympathies for him and his family. But then that is, and he deserves to be given some leniency, but then that is not the reason people think that he is being given this favor again and again and again. The public perception, I go by Bachi Karkaria's view, that public perception is that he is being given this parole again and again, being shown this favor again and again, not because his wife is ill, but because he is politically connected.
Yes,
he is
well
an influential person. And let me tell you, Mr. Mahesh Bhatt may say anything about celebrity status being victimized. That's not the fact at all. In fact, I faced tremendous amount of pressure even during the course of investigation when I was investigating his crime, and lot of pressure was brought on me to show favors to him to drop his name from the case.
From whom?
Now, I don't want to go back into
reveal the name
history,
now. From whom?
But the fact is that they have been
from whom?
They have been using the political influence all throughout. And I at one stage had to put my career at stake, and now to say that he is being victimized because of his celebrity status, that is not a fact. But then whatever be the reason, if his wife is really not well, he does deserve some sympathy. But then the public perception is that he is being given this favor not because only his wife is not well, but because my greatest worry, Arnab, is that in order to this Jabunissa has been given the parole because the government was criticized for granting parole to Sanjay Dutt. My worry is that in order to prove that the government is being even-handed, many such people will go out on parole and furlough and all that, making a complete mockery of what is called justice and fair play.
Yeah,
and that is where I feel that the case again being
Bhavana. It's totally true. And by the way, let's place on record a former Mumbai police commissioner, N Singh, says he was under political pressure to go soft on Sanjay Dutt. Look at that. You know, Bhavana and Dalip, sorry to come to you so late into this debate. You know, this whole VVIP argument then collapses. How do you view what's going on? Bhavana, to you first, and then I'm coming to you, Dalip.
Constantly, the jail authorities and the government are saying it's all happening within the law. Sanjay Dutt, ever since he has come out on the parole, has not spoken to a single media person. So one has not had the opportunity to probe, confront, or get to know or catch him in his word and his intention. My point is, forget the law, forget the police, forget the jail authorities, forget the media. It is about your self-worth, your self-commitment, and I would have liked Sanjay Dutt to just go through his entire jail term without any interruptions, because as a well-wisher of the family and a observer of the family, I think this nightmare should end systematically.
What nightmare?
He's just not getting out of it.
What's the nightmare? Why are you so sympathetic towards him? What nightmare? If he's convicted, he goes through.
No,
why this tone of sympathy, Bhavana Somaiya, in your voice tonight for a convicted criminal?
The nightmare is for him. I would like him to finish with it
Well, that's
properly.
his problem. I think the nightmare is on all of us. The nightmare is on all of us to see a politically connected superstar use his connections, put pressure on a Mumbai police commissioner, get his way through his Congress MP sister to try and get away with 118 days out and 189 days in. I think the nightmare is on the people of this country. Dalip, you agree?
Well, I mean, coming back to the public perception, as Bachi said and Mr. Singh said, the fact of the matter remains that we have to get it in perspective to the public and to understand that he is legally permitted to get the parole. He has made his application. The Bombay police have found merit in it, and it has gone to the parole board, and they've extended his parole.
Is it true? Let me ask a question. I'll put it in perspective. Is it true that he got a 14-day leave of furlough because he had a pain in his leg?
Now, can I explain?
No, but 1 minute. Because he had a pain in his leg.
Arnab, now can I explain?
Because he had a pain in his leg.
People should know.
Did he get furlough because he had a pain in his leg?
Okay, Arnab, I will explain.
No, how many people get furlough because you have a pain in the leg?
Even if you do not have a pain in the leg, as a matter of right, you get 14 days.
It's a crying shame.
You don't need a pain in the leg. Even if you have no reason, furlough is a matter of right as per the rules.
Oh God, a member of parliament superstar brother can get a furlough because of a pain in the leg.
Arnab, any person can get furlough.
No, don't tell me
furlough is a matter of right as stated by the Supreme Court in its judgment.
Yes, Mahesh Bhatt seems to be wanting to come in. Yes, Mahesh Bhatt, I know the law. Mahesh Bhatt, yes, Mahesh Bhatt.
What is the difference between furlough and parole? Arnab, now explain to me. If you know the law, can you please explain to me what is the difference between furlough and parole?
I'll give an example of somebody who was denied parole.
Please explain to the viewers what is the difference between furlough and parole.
Yes, Mahesh. What do you say, Mahesh?